husband at the moment. Hang on, I'll give you the phone.
I don't think I can check on my phone.
Okay. Well, we're hoping we've got a new neighbour yet. So we've given her the address for Finding Alara, so she might get online.
Okay.
Depends on what they're doing. Especially since I told her it was my story.
Very good. I've just got to pause my Opal, and then I'll be able to go onto the thing on my phone, hopefully.
Yep. We have a very friendly street.
Looks like it. Are you giving away lollies?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay. YouTube. Finding Alara.
That's what it is, isn't it?
Okay. So it says, welcome to our live. Oh, there you go. Look,
Cool.
That's me. Hi, me.
Hi, everyone. Oh my
And
gosh,
it has
I
my
feel
name
like
down the bottom, and it has Finding Alara up the top.
Cool.
Okay, it's working.
You're getting. You might want to close your phone now down now, because otherwise you're double getting a feedback.
Yep, I've closed it down.
Yeah. I've got 5 books published. 3. Oh, 4 if you include Deadly Convergence. But that's only an ebook.
Well, 5 of the originals published in the Brighton.
No. Oh, okay, yeah. It's just being pedantic about my books. See you, Nick. See you, girls. You can text juice. Thank you. Yeah, they wave to us and everything. Yeah. Well, we're doing Easter again next year, so. Oh, yeah? Yeah. How do you go with the books?
Very good. I'm halfway through the first one. Whenever I get a bit of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good so far. I'm enjoying it.
Thank you.
Well, I was reading Jules' scary story. I just need to check with her if there's any changes. Oh, you're back. Hello.
Yeah, I got it too far from the Wi-Fi.
He's back in the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, we're moving. I'm going to get Stu to move the modem on the weekend. Probably tomorrow.
No, if it doesn't work out.
Okay, I'm going to put a post on impromptu live with Jules.
Yep. We got more kids coming down. See you, Danielle. See you, Declan.
How come if I can't find you? Is it Julie Duxbury?
On Facebook, Jules. Julz.
That's why.
Yeah.
Okay, just doing something a little bit different.
Yep.
I don't know how to get the messages up. Baby!
I know.
Sorry, I'll turn the witch off now.
No, I turned it on.
You turned it on.
Yeah, she's... No, I did it on purpose.
Oh.
Yeah, she's... Yeah, we've got the bell here.
Yeah, I won't use that.
I told you we needed water. I told you there's a lot of kids come around.
Well, apparently my bed is the place to be.
Oh, really? Oh, well. It's all right.
All right. So, have you made any changes to the story since you sent it to me?
Nope.
That's
Nope.
the one you want me to read?
Well, that's the only one that is there. Did you read it?
I've
Did it
read
need
3/4
tweaking?
of it.
I told you it was a long one.
I know. I got 3/4 the way through.
Did it need tweaking as far as you could tell?
I can probably tweak it, the little tweaks as I go.
Yeah.
What is the name of it? The Poltergeist
Oh.
and Haunts. Poltergeists and Haunts.
Yeah, you can.
Draft
Yeah, you
one.
can do that. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's go to text.
Are you going on to it? It's funny, Lara.
Okay.
Oh, no,
No,
you'll
no,
get it through.
No,
Send it to... Just let Sim know that we're up and running.
okay.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Poltergeist seats down the bottom of the screen now. Poltergeist and Haunts. That's why you've written it on here.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Oh, it's a working title.
It's a working title.
Yeah. But I mean, it's in Matt's universe, so you'll get it eventually as an ebook.
Okay, so I do have the live stream chat open on the side here, so I can tell you if any burning questions come through.
Yay, cool.
I can't actually tell how many people are watching or if it's literally just the two of us, but even if it is just the two of us, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Is it Finding Alara?
Yeah, Finding
Finding
Alara.
Alara 9100. I put the link.
9100.
Is Drew friends with me? I put the link on Facebook.
I don't think so.
What?
You're not friends with Diana, are you?
But I can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, that's true. He's going to find it on YouTube. Yeah, because you found it before. Because we watched the unboxing on the big TV.
Unboxing last night.
Yeah, we
did
watched the She says, oh my God, how is this such a mess? And then he says, oh, no, it's not that bad. It just looks lived in. I said, that's exactly right.
You mean the unboxing for this cool coin here?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's my
I definitely
coin,
need
not
a
your
selfie
coin.
stick if we do this more often.
Oh, look, I even got one of these.
What?
It's a blue light.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Ooh.
It's a
As long as it's a black light. Yeah, ELARA.
Right.
What?
It's Finding Alara 9100. For some reason, I don't know why.
Oh, that's all right. It's just arrived anyway. And we got some more kids.
That means
We
I've
got
got
some more
2
kids coming.
subscribers.
Cool.
Yeah.
We got the prettiest devil out.
I was going to do this on my phone and try the microphones for this, but I didn't. So next
No,
one,
that's
I'll
all
do
right.
another one where I can
Yeah,
try
yeah.
the microphone thingies.
I thought if we're doing this now, we have to do it out the front because we do Halloween for kids.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. And you know when I first sent the first message through to you, the Savo?
Yeah.
We had a whole heap of kids come through just after that.
What?
Oh, here comes Monica with a kid. Her kid's a 4-legged kid.
I wonder if there's got to be a way for checking. That's why you
I
need a
don't know.
moderator. Like usually
Yeah.
you have like a moderator watching the feed.
Oh, okay. Oh, see, well, maybe you should have got Shell to do that.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, she wants to be PA for us all. Hi, Monica.
Yeah, I don't know how to check it. I don't know. Maybe I'd have to log on a different computer or something. I don't know.
Possibly. I don't know. Don't put that in there. He's put empty bags, empty lolly bags into the newspaper area of our letterbox. He says, "I'll get it when
Okay.
I'm finished." What's the bet he forgets? Because I know I'd forget. Did Simone get back here?
Simone who?
Our new neighbour.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's into ghosts and things like that, so.
Well, I have it ready to go when you are. Do you want to do a
I
little
am.
rundown about what the story is and where it came from?
Well, it probably came from watching a show on YouTube called Brendan's Odyssey, which is he's a Perth boy, and he does a lot of what do you call it? He goes around and shows you old places of Perth and Western Australia. And I got this idea to put a poltergeist into an old
Church.
jail. No, an old jail. The church came around. I mean, poltergeists always have churches in them. I mean, that's
Other way
always
around.
Oh,
Churches
dear.
always have poltergeists in them. I can't cut
yeah.
this. This is live, Jules.
I know.
It's
I
not
know.
like a
The worst
podcast
part is,
where I can chop it for later.
I know. The worst part is I've got some mint chocolate port here. That's why. I mean, it was always going to be the poltergeist in the church, but then I had this idea about putting the poltergeist or another poltergeist into the a jail, and it came out that the first one, like Matt's the main character, and the first poltergeist knocks him out, and because he comes from the Albany area, so Albany Hospital is really full. And the police get a call to say that, hey, someone's asleep on the front portico of this old abandoned church. So they send cops out, and cops can't get him to a hospital, so they hole up in this little jail. What? Why? Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. How's that? Is that better?
I can see like half your face up to like here. Your
I
arms
know,
are too
I know.
short is what it is. What you need is Stu to come back and hold the phone.
She says you need to come back and hold the phone for me. Yeah, so anyway, they spend the night there, nothing happens, but then Matt goes back to banish the poltergeist, and because he's really loud with his prayers, as his mentor is a priest, the police get called again. But this time there's a storm, so they arrest Matt because it's his second time, and they go back to that jail, and while they're in the jail, the second poltergeist hits. And so it just comes to that.
Well, I've read it, so I don't want to give any spoilers away.
No, don't give any spoilers out. Just read it again.
Read it out. Okay. Poltergeists and Haunts, Draft 1. I'm going to be facing this way because that's where the screen is, but I can still see you at the corner of my eye, Jules, so...
Yeah, that's all right. That's okay. You need to pay attention to what's on the screen.
Okay. Have a nice cup of tea first in my Finding Alara 2 cup.
I've got to put this up really. So there we go. See, there's my...
Your port cup.
Yeah. Goblet, I
Okay.
suppose you'd call it.
Chapter 1. I started at the dilapidated church. Joshua had
Dad?
suggested to me.
Stared.
See, look, you're going to correct me the whole way through? Woman,
I'll try not to.
I stared at the dilapidated church Joshua had suggested to me. It was in a small town just outside Albany. No one went to the church, but Joshua had heard stories of strange noises and lights inside. I shrugged and headed to the doors. They were typical of old 19th century doors, wooden with iron hinges and with a touch of red paint that would have been vibrant in the colonial days. I twisted the handle and pushed, giving it more power as the doors stuck. With a last groan, the door swung open and I took one step inside the empty, desolate chapel. It was a small church and probably only held about 50 parishioners on a good day. Tonight, it was downright gloomy. I advanced into the devastated room, taking note of the sprawled pews as though teenagers had been running amok in the derelict structure. I shook my head. Kids. Then I laughed to myself. I can't talk. I moved into the aisle and genuflected to where the altar would have been. Might be abandoned but still deserved respect. Having paid those respects, I settled into one of the pews and took my torch out. Although the moon shone through the empty windows, some of the inside was pitch black, and I wanted to see just what damage shone through. I didn't really think anything was here, but I'd promised Joshua, and I'd been brought up to honour promises. I'd been sitting there for an hour, wishing I'd brought my smartphone so I had something to do when a sliding sound caught my attention. Seriously, there's no one here. I shone my torch in the direction of the sound, but couldn't see anything. When the sound wasn't repeated, I went back to sitting there, trying not to think of Sarah and her old house, which made me frown in consternation. What did she mean by them? I rolled the words around in my head for ages, but nothing came to the fore. We had yet to have that talk. It took another hour before the pew opposite me suddenly moved, or one end of it. I sat there staring as something I couldn't see shoved the end of the pew out of alignment where it had sat with the other pew, the only ones still in the correct position. Then the second pew was thrown hard against the wall, and as I gaped at the event, a wispy tendril became visible. One end of it was connected to the pew where it sat on its back on an angle, and the other end disappeared into the air. Without realizing what I'd done, I got to my feet and shone my torch on that wisp. Suddenly, a growl erupted from the empty air, sounding as though an entity had realized I was there. Who are you? Why are you here? I asked without thought. Maybe it's like Sarah. Stuck. Can I help you? Another growl started, and I immediately had the feeling that I was the subject of intense scrutiny. Something was studying me, but I couldn't see it. We can talk if you want to. I don't want to hurt you, but I'd like to help you. Can I do that? As I asked the question, I got the feeling that who or whatever it was had been taken aback by my question. Accepting that as a sign of agreement, I pulled out the cross and I kept on a chain around my neck and brandished it, uttering the words of Joshua's prayer as I kept my eyes on the end of that smoke. About a third of the way in, there was another growl. This time, it was a menacing growl, and I faltered in my recital. That was all it needed, whatever it was. It grabbed me around the throat, choking my words off and lifting me from the floor. My hands clutched at whatever was holding me, but there was nothing to grasp, and my hands met my bare neck, dragging me through the air. It threw me backward out of the doors, my head connecting with their solid wood, and I felt no more. There's a break there, you know, for the tension.
Of course there is.
And that's all you sent on your first little bit. Here I was worried your guy died.
No,
No,
No.
not quite yet.
I wouldn't do that. No, he's still alive. I mean, he's only 18 here, and by the time the other story, he's 30, so he's got a few more hauntings to go before that one.
Okay. We should be alternating sections is what we should be doing.
Oh, no, then I'd get Stu to do it. But I haven't printed it, so I can't.
I groaned as I woke. I felt around me and was perplexed that I was lying on a wooden surface. Last I remembered was being thrown out of a church. At the very least, I should be on the bare dirt that I'd traipsed over to get there. I opened my eyes to see an old brick ceiling above me. It had seen better days and looked more decrepit than the church had, with peeling paint and pock marks in what was left of the past plaster. I rolled my head to the right and saw rusty iron bars. What the fudge? See, I adjusted that. Dawn light filtered through the empty windows. How long had I been out? The sight was enough for me to struggle to a seated position where I was able to take in the rest of my surroundings. The floor was bare dirt, both within what could only be called a cell and the short corridor on the other side of the bars. The entire building looked like it was an abandoned structure from the colonial era, and I ran my mind over the limited research I'd done of the small town. Yep, holding cells for minors and reprobates being thrown out of the local watering hole. How the fudge did I get here? I struggled to my feet and staggered the 3 steps to the bars, wrapping my hands around them and looked each end of the ruined looking each end of the ruined hallway. Hello, I asked after trying the door only to see a bright new shiny padlock on the other side of it. Fudge. What? Who? I looked up and repeated my question. Hello? Oh, you're awake. A voice came from the end of the passageway. Yeah? Can someone let me out? Footsteps came from what I could only assume was the main room of the dilapidated building. Not yet, not until you tell me what you were doing at the old church. A figure came around into the hallway. He was fairly tall, yet stocky, and wore a police uniform. Oh no. I was just resting. Just resting, eh? How's the head feel? Sobered up now. I frowned. What? Oh, come on, mate. You went on a bender, didn't you? Good old drunken binge, right? No. What makes you think that? 'Cause the call we got said that you were lying on the ground outside the church unconscious. When we got there, you were still there, hadn't moved. So I have to ask, how many drinks had you had before you passed out? I didn't pass out. I'm not drunk and I wasn't drinking. Then what was the reason? Don't answer. I know. You said you were resting. Why were you resting? I broke off. I had no real answer for him. I thought about telling him the truth, but without cameras and other equipment, I couldn't pass it off as paranormal investigation. Maybe I should invest in some of that. I almost missed his next words. Don't worry, you haven't been in here long, so when my off-sider brings a breathalyzer, that should tell us how much you've had to drink. So make yourself comfortable while we get that. With those words, he walked back into the main room, leaving me to my thoughts. I watched him walk out with dismay before reaching the lock and jiggling it. No, that's well and truly locked. I sighed heavily and retreated to the bench I'd woken up on. Wait, why haven't they taken me to the hospital? I ran my mind over the last thing I remembered. Oh, goodness. What the fudge was that? Whatever it was, it had launched me through the doors. After all, they'd found me unconscious outside the church. Fudge. I had to talk to Joshua. I got up and walked over to the bars again. Hey, if you're holding me, can I get my phone call at least? I asked in a reasonable tone. All I heard from the other room was chuckling. Seriously, there's no reception out here, and I doubt this building had electricity, let alone a landline. Just hang on there, mate. Won't be long. Why aren't we in a hospital? Why this place? You've got a lot of questions for someone with a hangover. I keep telling you, I'm not drunk and I haven't been drinking. Don't touch it much. Not anymore. Okay, so since you're not taking me to the hospital, why aren't we in your police station? Why this old wreck of a place? Thundering footsteps sounded on the bare floor as the cop approached me. Are you calling our heritage a wreck? He growled when he arrived, fury blazing in his eyes. I quickly stepped back, my heart in my throat, and I sucked in air like I was choking. A chill raced through me and I stared at the cop, my heart racing. What the fudge, kid? Are you okay? I'm not going to hurt ya, he said gently. Jeez. Mac, where are you? Another voice came from the main room, and I shot a glance in that direction, fully aware that no one knew where I was. They can do anything to me, and no one will know. Wait, they're cops. My heart hammered, and all I heard was the loud rasping sound as I dragged air into my lungs. I tried to slow my breathing down, but I was well and truly spooked. Mac, get him out of there. He's scared shitless. Sorry, I couldn't really tone that one down. The other cop said, and I glanced at him again. The fact that she was female finally registered as Mac unlocked and opened the cell door, the hinges protesting loudly. Shit, kid. It's okay. We're not going to harm you. You're safe. Mac entered the cell, but I pushed back against the wall, suddenly seeing in his hands an axe that was dripping blood. Mac, get out of there. Let me try, the female voice said. I jerked my eyes from Mac to her, taking in her uniform and kind eyes. It's all good, Matt. Can I call you Matt? She asked in a quiet, gentle tone. I nodded, unable to speak a word. Now, let's get you out of here. She reached for my hand. Mac, get outside, quick. Let's not make the situation worse, she said as I hesitantly took her hand. That's good, Matt. Now let's go outside. That'd be better. Wait, how do you know my name? I asked her. She smiled. You probably don't remember me. I took your mother to the hospital when you were found on the road the night your friends. Well, let's not go there. Matt, you were unconscious when we found you. Come on, don't worry about Mac. He's not gonna hurt you. She cajoled me the rest of the way out of the entire building, into the fresh air. I sucked in cold air that did more to center me and took a good look at the two cops. There you are. I'm Amy, and this is Mac. Now how about a cuppa? I glanced between them before settling my eyes on Amy. What about the breathalyzer? Amy frowned and glanced at Matt. What did you tell him? Mac shrugged. I asked him about how much he had to drink. You know he hasn't been drinking. You said it yourself. You can be right raw bastard times. You know that? Well, he wouldn't tell me why he was at the church, so I thought I'd wind him up a bit. Mac defended himself. My gaze went between the two, and my breathing hitched at the anger both of them showed, until Amy looked at me. Hey, it's okay, Matt. He's just being a bit of a drongo. Look, we're not arresting you because you didn't do anything except enter a pretty near condemned building, which has no signs telling people to keep away. Because you were unconscious, we're taking you to the hospital to get you checked out. The reason why we haven't done so yet is because they were overflowing last night, so we thought we'd stay here. Are you good now? I'm okay. I managed to get out. I don't need a hospital. I just want to go home. Matt, you're unconscious on the ground. We don't know how you got that way, but one of the few locals said that they heard this massive thud and went outside. And there you were. We don't know what you've done. You might have a concussion for all you know. So let us take you to the hospital and get you checked over. Then you can go home from there. I've already radioed Albany Station, so they know what's happened. They'll contact your parents. My audible groan overrode what she was saying, but she smiled sympathetically. I can understand how you feel, but we have to notify your next of kin. You're overage, Matt, so they can't really tell you off, can they? Again, she smiled gently. In the end, I gave in to their arguments, and Matt drove my car while I rode in the back of Amy's police car. Hopefully, Mum won't be too upset at me. There you go. You're unmuted again. Not too many mistakes there.
No,
Just a few
good.
glitches. All right.
Have a cup of tea. Have a mouthful.
You ready?
Yep.
I looked at the dilapidated building before me. Trepidation washing over me. Poltergeist. That's what Joshua had told me, and then proceeded to hand me a few jars of holy water and a bigger cross. I'd taken them all and waited until sunset to head back to the church. The sun had set fully before I'd reached the church because I had parked a fair distance from the structure and threaded my way between patches of low-lying bushes and stands of trees. I had no intention of parking on the street like I had the previous visit. The sun had set fully before I'd reached the church because I had parked a fair distance. Just wait a minute. Lost my spot for a second there. I don't like. It had taken weeks for Joshua to pull the holy water and new cross together and to find the prayer I needed to recite. Then it was a matter of putting Mum and Dad off guard as I left the farm. I just had to hope the forecast storm held off until I'd banished the entity. Glancing around the dirt road that passed as the street, I noted that no one around, and I marched up to the door again. It was time to send this poltergeist on. I shoved the door open and stalked into the room. Okay, I'm here and sending you where you came from, I growled. I've got a couple of rules for you. One is that you do not touch me. I'm not a chew toy for you. 2, you do not interrupt me. Once I start speaking, you will listen and you will leave this place and this world. Understand? As I waited for its response, I glanced around. A few more of the pews had been overturned or thrown on top of other pews. I looked up at the sanctuary as a wispy form began to take shape. I sucked in a breath and got the holy water and cross ready. Are you willing to move on your own accord, or do you require assistance? I was determined to give it a chance. Anything, so I didn't see that axe. When its only response was to move forward, I brandished the cross and began speaking. I flipped open the lid on the first jar of holy water as the incorporeal roared at me. I thrust the jar towards the smoky in a jerky motion, scattering the drops of water into the mass while I kept praying. It growled and began uttering its own words, intelligible to my ears. I didn't stop and kept praying and flinging holy water towards it. As it neared me, I backed up. I wasn't about to let it touch me again. I started speaking louder, almost yelling at the creature, and kept flinging holy water in its direction, getting angrier the more times I had to repeat the prayer. Eventually, between one word and another, it gave an ear-piercing scream and rushed through me, leaving me chilled before it dissipated into the air. I crashed to my knees, completely drained of energy and breathing heavily as though I'd just run a marathon. Before I had a chance to get up and leave, the door crashed open and I spun my head to see the 2 cops from the previous visit standing there. "Matt, is that you? You're here again?" Mac asked, anger in his voice. "Shove it, Mac." "Matt, are you okay?" Amy asked. Struggling, I made it to my feet, stowing the remaining holy water and the cross in pockets before I did so. "Constables, fancy seeing you here," I said, grinning lightheartedly. "What brings you to this neck of the woods?" "Funny you should ask," Max said. "We got a call from a local saying someone was yelling strange words in the church. They insisted they'd never heard the words before." Well, that wasn't all they heard. There was growling and a roar as well. "Mind telling us what's going on?" Nothing," I said. How the fudge to explain what I do? "Nothing at all is going on," I added. Amy sighed. "Well, Matt, this time we do have to take you in." As she spoke, an extremely loud crash of thunder shook us all, followed by a cascade of rain that blasted our eardrums and made speaking impossible. Amy made her way to me, brandishing her handcuffs, and gestured for me to turn around. "Seriously?" I yelled at her. "Second time, Matt," she yelled back. "Now we have to take you down to Albany and actually ask you questions." I followed her directions as a flash of lightning lit the sky around the church and thunder reverberated immediately around us. Mac moved away as the radio crackled to life. "Fudge," he swore as he stalked back to us. "Storms cause flooding in Albany. Afraid we're stuck here until she moves on. Came from the southwest and is heading northeast. So we'll have to take shelter in the jail again." "Okay, let's get our boy to the jail then," Amy said. "Seriously, why don't you just stay here?" I asked. "After all, it's safe now." "Because we can't. Against protocol, and as I told you, it's pretty much a condemned building, so one strike on the roof might collapse it on us," Amy reminded me before grabbing my arm and pulling me out of the church and into the cascading water. All 3 of us fought our way over to the police car, Amy securing me in the back seat before joining Mac in the front. Then he took off, heading for the ruin of a police station in the next street over. Even in the car, conversation was useless with the deluge that was happening outside. The windscreen wipers were going full bore, but visibility was almost zero. I watched out the windscreen because it was impossible to see through the side windows or the rear. Lightning and thunder continued to blast our sight and hearing, and the rain tried to drown us as we drove. Eventually, Mac pulled up to the ruin, and Amy led me into the building again. This time, I was able to look around and was surprised to see a stone counter that was set to one side. Mac and Amy threw their equipment onto the counter before she led me back to the cells again, uncuffing me before she locked the cell on me. At least the rain was a little duller in here. "Okay, Matt, get comfy. Don't know how long this is going to take. Don't know how long we'll be here." I stared after her. Once I'd turned around and watched as she left before sitting down on the bench again. Stone and cold bench. I hadn't realised it during the last visit. I thought it was wood. The cold seeped into my soaked jeans, making me feel even more miserable than I already did. Okay. That's the
So you're
first
nearly
chapter.
there. You're nearly there.
Just little bits here and there that if you had time to go through again, you would have tidied. But yeah.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
So it's already fought a poltergeist. How do you think that fight
Yep.
went?
Yeah, that was a pretty easy one for him. The next one's a bit harder.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know what's going to happen in this story.
Well, not so much of a foreshadowing.
It's a ghost story. If there's no ghosts, then it's not
No,
really a ghost
it's-
story, is it? So yeah.
No, it's a poltergeist. That's why it's called poltergeist.
Yes. Poltergeists and haunts.
Yeah.
Okay. Another sip from my Finding Alara cup.
Yep.
How's your port going?
It's gone. And the bottle's empty too.
It's a bit early. Still got
I
a couple
know,
more
I know.
hours.
Oh, we didn't have a lot in it. It's pretty empty.
All right. Well, chapter 2. You ready?
Yep.
Right. I remained on that stone bench feeling colder by the minute while the rain blasted the building. I could only imagine what it was doing to my car. In the main room, I couldn't hear anything of what Amy and Mac were doing. I glanced at the door to the cell, staring at the still shiny padlock. It began with a subtle feeling, like I was being watched. By this stage, I was lying on the bench, the cold penetrating every part of my body. It was that moment before you start shivering, but the new sensation distracted me from my discomfort. I glanced over at the door, but nothing was there. When nothing more happened, I went back to staring at the ceiling and listening to the rain pelting down, often interrupted by blinding flashes of lightning and deafening claps of thunder. "What the fudge?" Mac exclaimed loudly from the main room. "Did you see that?" he suddenly yelled. "Yeah, I did. What the hell's going on?" Amy answered. I got up and squelched my way over to the door. "Goodness, my clothes haven't dried at all." I listened to them discuss the impossibility of something unseen. "What the fudge? That's my radio. Did you see that? What the fudge? How did it get over there?" Mac's loud protest gave me the information that I needed. I stared at that end of the hallway with trepidation coursing through my veins before I patted my pockets, breathing with relief when I found the cross and my remaining holy water. In the other room, the two cried out as I started hearing crashes over the rain. Then Amy's shrieks sounded from one end of the room to the other, and I gasped, "Fudging poltergeists." "Mac! Amy, let me out! I can help!" I yelled at them. They didn't respond, which could have been for one of two reasons. Either they were both knocked out or they couldn't hear me. On the chance it was the former, I got out the cross and the holy water and started praying. I had gone through the litany twice before the atmosphere in the corridor changed, and I faltered. I gripped the cross tighter and brandished it towards the bars of the cell, holding an uncapped jar of holy water at the ready. Increasing the volume of my praying, I continued, gathering more confidence as the poltergeist seemed to back to the other side of the corridor. When I'd finished praying the third time, I paused and looked at the bars. "Show yourself!" I yelled at the top of my voice. Don't hide. Show yourself so I know that I am right. You don't belong here. You need to move on, and if you don't, I will send you on. This is not your home. Never was and never will be. A breath sounded right near me, and a warm breeze ruffled my damp hair. In my ear, a raspy, frightful voice spoke. You are the light. You will not survive this night. These are mine, and I will not give up my home because you said so. I gasped. Father Joshua, you never said anything about them talking back. Not happening. The words ignited my fury, though, and I started praying again. I was halfway through the litany, the cross held up before me, when something grabbed me around the waist and pulled me into the bars of the cell. I was shoved hard against the icy iron, my cheek pressing into it, making it difficult to keep reciting the prayer. The crust of rust on the bars dug into my cheek, causing me to gasp at the pain. I kept praying, though. While I tried to push myself off the bars, another shriek came from Amy, so at least I knew she was alive. I continued to recite the prayer as my body was squashed into the bars of the cell, one hand clutching the cross and unable to wield it, and the other jammed well away from the pocket holding the holy water. Matt, are you... Holy fudge, what the hell is happening here? Amy stared at me. Amy, left pocket, grab a jar, take the lid off it and throw the contents behind me. I ground out before I cried out. What? I'll just do it. I'll explain later. Also, if you can take the cross out of my hand and point it behind me, that will help too. I cried out as the poltergeist pressed me even further into the bars, pushing my cheek harder against the edges of the rust. Amy sprang into action, feeling around in my pockets for the jars, and grabbed one. What the hell is that holy water? Don't talk, just throw the water behind me, about waist height. Okay. She did just as I told her and was rewarded with a roar and an increase on the pressure pushing me into the cell bars. Then she pried the cross from my hand and slipped it through the bars before pointing it behind me. I took up the prayer again and she threw more holy water. 3/4 through the next recital, I was pulled away from the bars and flung against a back wall. I ricocheted over the sandstone walls as another roar was heard before an almighty pop sound in front of me, and the pressure lifted. I lay on the floor gasping, and for the first time noticed the rain had eased and Amy was silent. I rested my head on the cool bare earth, taking comfort in the fact that I wasn't being made into mincemeat. A metallic click sounded in front of me and I lifted my head with difficulty as Amy slipped into the cell, the jar and cross at the ready. Matt, is it safe? Are you okay? Yeah, it's gone. I'm okay, I just need to rest. My words petered out as my energy gave out and my eyes closed. Happy with that?
Yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah.
I told you that one was a bit harder.
It's interesting. So the way I'm picturing, he's being pulled against the bars.
Yeah.
So how did she get around to get the, or was it in his his pocket that was facing her side of the hallway?
It was, yeah.
So she reached through the bars and just grabbed it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now if it was a romance novel.
No. They're not an item. No, she's quite a bit older than he is.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
I was picturing her the same age as him.
No. He's only 18.
Could end in a HEA, you know.
No.
Not quite.
No. I think you've got one more scene to go.
Alrighty, you ready?
Yeah.
Another drink? in my
Yeah, good idea.
Finding a Lara
In your
cup.
yes, in your awesome cup.
And let's put the text back up again, shall we?
Yep, sounds good.
There you go. Poltergeist and haunts. I've only had that one comment on chat by Stu.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he should put more comments up.
Oh, he's busy chatting at
That's
the
a nudge
moment.
to Stu.
He's been busy chatting at the moment.
Alrighty, last little bit.
Yep.
I jerked awake, my eyes opening into a roughly hewn sandstone wall. I lay on my side, my head pillowed on my arms. I stretched out the leg that had been bent. Hey, Matt, welcome back. The voice stilled me. Amy. Poltergeist. Fudge. I lifted my head and rolled over onto my back, staring at the bench in front of me. Amy Constable sat on the sandstone ledge, and memory returned. I groaned and struggled to sit up, squinting as the morning sun hit me in the eyes before I met hers. What time is it? Early. Now, before you say no, there are ambulances on their way. All three of us were knocked out. Also, I checked your ribs, and I think there's at least one that's broken. Mac and I were knocked out earlier, but whatever it was, got you good and hard, Matt. Poltergeist. You're fudging kidding me. I thought they were a myth. Nah, I rolled onto my hands and knees and struggled up, my ribs protesting as I straightened. Ow, I muttered when I gingerly felt around them. I think you're right, at least cracked. When she didn't answer, I glanced at her pale face. Amy, are you okay? Yeah, I think... Fudge. I thought they weren't real. She met my eyes. You're serious, aren't you? A poltergeist? I nodded. And same in the church. Was that a poltergeist you were arguing with? I wasn't arguing, I was banishing it. Have you done that before? Nope, first poltergeist, I sighed. I know what you're feeling. Disbelief, shock. You're probably even asking yourself, why me? I can't tell you how to deal with it. It's something only you can work out. You told the truth all those years ago, didn't you? She asked in a whisper. That it was a ghost who killed your friends, not some axe murderer we're still hunting. I glared at her in dismay. You're still hunting him? Yeah, 'cause no one believed you. Fudge. Was that real? She glanced away and ran a shaking hand through her hair where it had escaped her bun. Poltergeists and ghosts are real. Meeting my eyes, she asked another question. What about the rest of it? Ghouls and demons? Stuff? Haven't met any... My friend says ghouls and demons don't seem to exist. He's not sure about the other creatures like that. Fudge. Then zombies and vampires might actually exist. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, all I've met are ghosts and now poltergeists. That might be all there is. Did you see it? I mean, you told me exactly where to throw that stuff. That was holy water, wasn't it? She stared into the space again. No, I didn't see it. I knew where it was because I felt its claws on me. And yes, it was holy water. I watched her carefully as her face crumpled. Hey, it's safe now. It's gone. Same with the church. Her eyes jerked to me. Really? Gone? Yeah, not coming back. It's okay, I stared at her. Look, we can get out of here. I glanced to see the cell door open. Amy stirred. Oh, yeah, sure. I took a step into the doorway, but she reached out and grabbed my hand. Don't say anything to Mac. But you were 12 centimetres off the ground when the poltergeist... That was the poltergeist, wasn't it? Yeah, I can't fly, so it wasn't me. Amy blinked and then laughed. Funny man. Thanks, I needed a touch of absurdity. I smiled, relieved. No worries. Shall we get out of here? Yeah, let's. Mac's at the car. She paused, walking. I don't know what he's going to be like. He I watched him get thrown against a wall. She shuddered as she spoke. Oh, shit, I said quietly. She watched that happen to me. Are all poltergeists like that? Assholes? She asked as she started walking again. The ones I've met are, according to my source, they all are. So who's your source? I can't say. I have to talk to them first. But we reached the door leading outside. Amy pulled me to the wall. Just so you know, we're not charging you. You saved our lives. We're pretty certain, because between the poltergeist and the storm, who knows what would have happened. Keep doing this, Matt. If there are more poltergeists out there, and the stories I've heard makes me believe there are, then someone has to deal with them, and pretty sure that's going to be you. Hey, you guys, Matt called from outside. Ambos are here, along with the Sarge. Yeah, righto, Amy called back. Out in a minute. See, I'd read that bit leading up to this.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's a bit where she's talking to his mum, is where I got to.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And I think that's the last one. The last scene in it, yeah.
Hey, that's what you said about the last scene.
I know, I forgot about that one.
Alrighty, let's keep going.
Yep.
That was very good.
Thanks, Stu. I was lounging in the hospital bed waiting for the time to pass until I was allowed to leave. Only Mum had been to see me, and her whole attitude told me I'd been right. She wasn't happy about what had happened. I just hoped she wouldn't blame Joshua for it. Hi, honey. I'm back. Here. I was allowed to bring some fresh food back. Mum said as she plonked a takeaway bag on the table, suspending it over the bed I was reclining in. Doc Menzies said that you should be able to go in a couple of hours. They just want to make certain about the concussion. I met her eyes, and her eyes said it all. I'd embarrassed her and Dad again. I almost spoke when she started again. You can't keep doing this, Matthias. You're not 15 and you're not 16. You're an adult now. It's time to grow up and stop with all these late night adventures. I mean, how many times have I patched you up? How many ribs have you broken? I gaped at her. To my knowledge, I hadn't broken any ribs until now. Hi, Mrs. Hopkins. Constable Amy Rivers, Amy announced herself from the doorway. Are you here to arrest him? No. Why would I do that? Her questioning look had Mum fall silent. Not an easy achievement. Look, Mrs. Hopkins, I'm not offering advice, but please don't be angry with Matt. I beg your pardon? Matt's a lifesaver. Without what he does, I don't know where my offsider and I would be today. He does good work. I beg your pardon? Matt saved our lives last night. I'm just sorry he got hurt in the process. Look, I don't know what he told you, but Matt's not well. He needs to be somewhere safe, not gallivanting around like he's been doing. Matt didn't tell us anything, Mrs. Hopkins. We saw it for ourselves, and it's not going into a report. But when Matt says he sees things, he sees them. I don't know how or why, but he does. This is what he does, and he needs the freedom to keep doing it. I know he has someone who mentors him. Maybe you should talk to them about what Matt does. Oh, I'll be talking to Father Joshua about it. Have no fear about that. Mrs. Hopkins, Matt has never lied to you. What he said about what happened to his friends is all true. I gaped as Amy spoke up on my behalf. I didn't believe him then, but after what happened last night, I believe everything he says. If he says ghosts exist, then I believe they do. Mum stared off at Amy, but her eyes were on me. I mean it, Matt. You have to keep banishing whatever those things are, send them back to where they came from, or destroy them. I don't know which it is, but keep doing it. I've got your back as far as the cops are concerned. With that, she strode out of the room, leaving Mum and me to watch her go. Well, that says everything, Mum said, drawing my attention to her. I'm sorry, Mum. She patted the back of my hand. Well, I can't really dismiss what a constable says, so I'm going to accept what you do now. Just don't tell your father. I don't know if he could deal with it. She sat back and studied me. So what do you call yourself? A ghost whisperer? A ghost hunter? A paranormal investigator? I shook my head. Nothing, Mum. I'm just your son who gets in a lot of shit who doesn't really understand. She smiled gently. You always did. Out on the farm, it was nothing for us to go have a search out for you when you're an ankle biter. Now you're an adult search and destroyer. So she shuffled the chair closer. Tell me about these things you deal with. So the mum just had to hear it from the copper, is what you're saying?
Yeah, basically. She's
Yeah.
still not sure about it, but that's in another story.
Yeah. I think it, so. I'd got like I was so close to the end because I'd heard it
Yeah.
after the bit where she'd come and she'd walked away. That's as far as I'd gotten reading it.
Oh, you
so I
were
was
really
like
close
right
to the
near the end.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so
very
that's nice
cool.
and spooky. Yeah.
Were you scared writing it? Did it, bring a shiver up your spine when you're doing that ghost hunting scene in the jail?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Not so much in the church, but definitely because I've not seen, like, I see a lot of paranormal shows and I haven't seen one in that kind of a jail before because the Australian jails are different to American jails.
I'd be concerned about tetanus. With all
Tetanus,
the rust
yeah.
on the bars, and like I picture him like with scratches and rust
Oh,
and all
yeah,
that jazz
yeah.
stuck to his skin.
He
I'm
does,
very
yeah.
concerned about the way your cops handle with concussion, though. Like, that's definitely not protocol.
Hang on, 2 shakes. Yep, they're just there. That's all we've got, I'm afraid. So,
It's fine.
yeah, we've got some more. We don't have a lot, though.
Yeah.
So make sure there's enough for the others.
You're gonna love.
It's all right, it's Halloween, so we've got kids doing trick-or-treating. Hey, kids. Say trick-or-treat. Good.
Trick or treat. Does everyone on the street do the lolly thing where you are?
No, there's only us and a couple of other houses. There used to be more do it, but a new suburb has opened up and apparently that's the place to go.
There is a blue light disco in town tonight.
Ooh.
So most of the kiddlywinks will be going there, and I'm assuming they'd be giving away lollies at the disco. Surely.
Probably. Yeah.
All my kids done did grow up. So my middle child's going to an emo-ween.
Oh,
Yep.
are emos
apparently
still a
it's
thing?
It is this emo-ween. And my youngest is at a friend's house. She's going to a Halloween party in Meriden. And my oldest has just got off night shift, so he's probably just chilling with his missus and maxing, relaxing, all cool and stuff.
Yep.
Hmm.
Oh, we normally have another friend down, but they haven't rocked up. But she had an appointment today, so might have been some issues after that.
All right, well, thank you for everyone for listening to this amazing, scary story written by the lovely Jules.
I hope you all enjoyed it. One of my first ones. Stu said he's enjoyed it, so
That's good. We had one watcher. That's what's important.
that's right. Yeah, considering we're just getting started with that.